and I am doing another mental health update. And I was inspired to do this update very randomly because I was cleaning out some storage boxes and I came across a very old collection of poetry that I wrote when I was like 17 years old, 16 and 17. And I'm 48 now, so these are over 30 years old. And the interesting thing about this poetry that I found is that it seems like it was, I wrote this back then, but it's very relevant to me today. Like some of the stuff that I was writing when I was 16 and 17, um, I don't really think I realized at that time that it was a therapeutic thing that I was doing. I was doing a creative outlet, but when I read some of the poems that I wrote, I can tell through reading them that I was having some difficulties back then and didn't really know how to take action. And I ended up getting a typewriter one Christmas and I typed some poetry. So today I want to talk about therapeutic writing and journaling, because journaling is also something that I started doing a little after that, probably when I was more in my mid to late 20s. Um, but my stepmother kind of inspired the thought of journaling. And again, when I started doing that, I don't really think I understood that it was a therapeutic release for me. Um, but it's something that I still do. I still write in a journal. Excuse me. I have a current journal going right here. Typically, I will use composition notebooks. So I have some notebooks collected from over the years, and I would write in those. So if this is something that you've not heard of or tried before, I'm going to talk about the journal therapy first, and we're going to watch just a very short video definition from Audiopedia. That's a website that does copyright-free definitions of words and phrases, and I like using them. So we're going to watch that quick definition of journal therapy now.
Journal therapy is a type of writing therapy that focuses on the writer's internal experiences, thoughts and feelings. Journal therapy uses reflective writing so that the writer can receive mental and emotional clarity, validate experiences, and come to a deeper understanding of him or herself. Journal therapy can also be used to express difficult material or access previously inaccessible material. Like other forms of therapy, journal therapy can be used to heal a writer's emotional or physical problems or work through trauma, such as illness, addiction, relationship problems, etc. Journal therapy can be added to therapy, or can take place in group therapy or self-directed therapy. Journal therapy is a type of expressive therapy used to help the writer better understand life issues so that they can cope with them or fix them. The benefits of expressive writing include long-term health benefits such as better self-reported physical and emotional health, improved immune system, liver and lung functioning, improved memory, reduced blood pressure, fewer days in hospital, fewer stress-related doctor visits, improved mood and greater psychological well-being. Other therapeutic effects of journal therapy include the expression of feelings, which can lead to greater self-awareness and acceptance, and can in turn allow the writer to create a relationship with his or herself.
Okay, so that was journal therapy. And just to really drive the impact that journaling has for me, I'm going to actually share the first page that I wrote in this journal. I've never shared these journals with anyone. Um, I think that very few people know that I even write in a journal. But let me just share with you this first page. I didn't include a year, but this was done on April 12th. And this is what I wrote. I have little pictures and things that I was doing in this particular journal. I didn't do that in all of them, but little motivational phrases and stickers that I found. So this is what I wrote on April 12th. I wrote, when things are good, it seems like there is a chance everything is going to work out. The contrast of feeling motivated, happy, social, having value with those moments of depression that takes hold to the point of almost no return. In my depressed moments, I am ready to give it all up, with no concern about the impact it, and then I had in parentheses suicide, would have on others. My goal is to find a way to pull myself out of those moments safely and faster so they don't impact my day or work or relationships. So maybe this writing will help. Also, and I wrote some little things that I wanted to do, little goals: nightly music meditation, healing stones, comfortable room temperature, staying in contact, and I made a point to write no isolation, and then find confidence again, have it every day, and then I wrote quiet confidence. So I started this journal out with a little synopsis of how I was feeling in those most depressed moments and what my goals were to get myself out of those depressed moments. Um, I haven't read that personally in a very long time. This journal is actually a little old, so that April would not have been of this 2019 year. This is probably 2018. So coming up on 2 years, I haven't read that first page, but I'm glad that I did when I was going through um, those storage boxes because uh, it's a good reminder that we need to think like that every day or every once in a while because sometimes we need to refocus and recalibrate. So that is why journaling for me is a good therapeutic outlet. It's a good creativity outlet. I have a special pen that I write with, and you can be creative with if you're using a composition notebook, you can do crafting to make a cover for it. There's a lot of different things you can do with journaling. Um, so next I want to talk about the poetry, and that would fall under writing therapy. So there's journaling therapy and then there's writing therapy. And I'm going to also go back to the Audiopedia videos and have them define writing therapy.
Writing therapy is a form of expressive therapy that uses the act of writing and processing the written word as therapy. Writing therapy posits that writing one's feelings gradually eases feelings of emotional trauma. Writing therapeutically can take place individually or in a group, and it can be administered in person with a therapist or remotely through mailing or the internet. The field of writing therapy includes many practitioners in a variety of settings. The therapy is usually administered by a therapist or counselor. Several interventions exist online. Writing group leaders also work in hospitals with patients dealing with mental and physical illnesses. In university departments, they aid students' self-awareness and self-development. When administered at a distance, it is useful for those who prefer to remain personally anonymous and are not ready to disclose their most private thoughts and anxieties in a face-to-face situation.
Okay, so that is the Audiopedia definition of writing therapy. And again, when I was going through those storage boxes and I found this folder of poetry, I came across one. I reread all of these, and some of them actually were pretty moving. They brought me to tears. Um, so I'm going to try to read one of these, but I'm going to do it off camera because I don't know if I'm going to be able to recite the whole poem without maybe shedding a few tears. So I'm going to read it off camera with some video, um, some pictures, so that if I do start to cry, I can pause it and then restart, and it won't be like this depressed, bubbling mess of trying to recite a poem. But the poem itself is called Rainbows, right there. And what's interesting to me about the title of this poem, Rainbows, is that has been kind of a hidden theme of my channel. My channel is 12 years old, but I refocused about January of this year, 2019, and I did it as a something to keep me busy out of my depressed moments. And the rainbow theme kind of evolved when I was doing some early live streams. People were curious and they would ask, "Where are you?" And that's a pretty common question in live streams. People want to know where you are. And for a while, I was answering, "I'm somewhere under the rainbow." And what that meant to me, I never really explained it, is that wherever we are, we're all somewhere under the rainbow. And for me, I needed to be reminded to stay grounded under the rainbow, not try to shoot for being somewhere over the rainbow, which is the more common um, phrase from The Wizard of Oz, the song popular by Judy Garland, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Um, so I started saying I'm somewhere under the rainbow because I needed to stay focused on being grounded and living in reality and taking one step at a time, moving one day ahead each day, and not to be shooting goals so far ahead that they would be somewhere over the rainbow. My channel theme song is Rainbow Connection, and I think that is a pretty fitting song for my channel, and that's why I chose it for my channel introduction. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it at the end of the video. But it's a beautiful rendition by a girl named Renee Dupree. I'm probably saying her last name wrong, but full credit to her. It's a beautiful rendition of Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie. So let's go ahead and read this poem, and hopefully I can get through it in one take. Rainbows. Walking in the morning, something caught my eye. It was big, bright, and beautiful. It was a rainbow in the sky. The sight of that rainbow made my troubles go away. What kind of magic does a rainbow have? I could never say. I've followed many rainbows. I've followed them for miles, and all along the rainbow's path, all I saw were smiles. The power of the rainbow can be seen on people's faces. The reactions to the rainbow are the same in many places. Rainbows aren't forever, but their beauty will never end. As it started to fade away, a message it did send. Rainbows aren't much different. They're not much different than you and I. We can be just as beautiful, just not in the sky. The beauty of the rainbow, in my memory it will always be. The beauty of my friends and loves will inside of me be. When troubles come your way, there is one thing you can do. Close your eyes and find the rainbow deep inside of you. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. So that's going to do it for this week's mental health update. I hope everyone is doing well. Please feel free to leave comments below about any topic having to do with your own mental health, or if you'd like to share tips for things that help you cope with your depression and anxiety, feel free to leave those in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more mental health updates, of course, you can subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you're doing something creative with your depression to help you get through. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great afternoon.